Hit me.
Welcome to the Real Boy Show, where we bring you current events and happenings to entertain your brain and mainframe. I am your host, Smoot, and this is my co-host and day one, Justin. And we got another awesome, great show for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about a lot of different topics. Elon Musk, Mac Miller, Burt Reynolds.
Trump.
I got into a bad accident earlier this week. It's not that funny.
Well, we'll go into that in our main story.
Why does that
with
have
our
to be
big
the main
reveal?
Why does that have to be the main story?
You'll see.
What's going on, Elon Musk? You know,
he was recently on Joe Rogan's podcast. You know, Joe Rogan has a very popular podcast with very popular people. In the process, he said actually a lot of smart things. But the big thing everybody's taking away is that he smoked a hit of a blunt.
No way.
He did. He took a hit of a blunt. And really, if you watch it, it doesn't even look like he inhaled. Like, you know when people don't inhale, they're like...
Yeah, I know what you mean. And
no.
they immediately like...
Well, actually, they cut the camera to where, like, when they show him exhale, because that's where you can really tell if it's, like, you know, the smoke that comes out. But they cut the camera before you could really tell. The internet's going wild, and he doesn't give a shit because he's a billionaire, so...
Of course not.
Why would you?
Why would you give a shit?
But he also said some really interesting things. He was talking about how his brain is like a never-ending explosion that he can never turn off. And that...
He did not say that.
He did. And that...
This freaking guy.
He's been going on a few years about how artificial intelligence is going to be like really bad. And now he's not like so much on that anymore. And Joe Rogan asked him, like, why aren't you going hard on AI anymore? And he's just like, it's like fatalism. He's like, I tried and no one wants to listen, so like let it happen. And that's fucking weird to hear a billionaire say that, to tell you the truth.
It's kind of creepy, actually.
It's really creepy.
Honestly, him smoking is only helping his image out. You know what I mean? It's making him more like accessible to the common man. You know what I mean? Because the average smoker, regular dude, Blow Joe, you can't relate to Joe Blow, whatever.
Blow Joe, the regular smoker.
Doesn't matter.
He's Blow Joe.
You're Blow Joe. You're nameless.
You're Blow Joe.
I mean, can you really relate to a billionaire, like real life Tony Stark? Not at all, you know. But when Elon goes on TV, or when you find out,
but he's the same as you. Like, he still poops. He still has to eat.
He poops in a $1 billion toilet. He eats only the finest foods packed with nutrients.
I doubt he bought a $1 billion toilet.
I'm sure he's got a toilet that's probably worth more than your apartment.
Definitely.
And it probably can like give you you like take a poop into the toilet and then you like walking away and it was like, Mr. Justin, your poop contains 7.3 elements of silicon and fucking cubic plutonium 5. You should try eating less. You know what I mean?
Stop eating bacon.
Trump slurs. What's going on with that?
That's part of a whole bigger picture where... So there was an op-ed in the New York Times, and an anonymous person wrote a letter to the New York Times and basically said, we work for Trump, but we're also in the White House right now, like making it so Trump doesn't ruin the world. They're taking papers off his desk. They're not telling him certain things. The New York Times knows who it is. They know who it is. They're just not going to tell you.
So the whole operation's a sabotage against Mr. President Trump.
Right. So because of one of the words used in this, which is the word Loadstar, Loadstar, and it's a word that not a lot of people use, but Mike Pence, the vice president, has used multiple times in multiple different things that he's talking about. But that also leaves a question, did someone see Mike Pence using the word Loadstar a lot and they're like, I'm just going to put this word in there so they think it's him?
Man, that's
deep, man.
That's a mind freak.
So, but on top of that, you have Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who's the press secretary, who is tweeting from her official White House account the phone number for the New York Times so Trump supporters can call and find out who the
What is going
person
on
is.
here? Like,
I don't know, man.
I mean, how is all this being allowed to happen? Like,
how is it legal? Someone in the White House administration wrote this letter, right? This person knows someone that works at the New York Times, and they're like, this is the real shit, but you can't put my name on this. And New York Times, since they know this is the real person, they publish it anonymously.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That whoever's the editor at New York Times,
Yeah.
Anything controversial is going to go through him, especially anything that has to do with the president. So this came to his desk before it got pressed and sent out, and he had to be the one.
Let's pretend it was Mike Pence that wrote it. Mike Pence took this to the New York Times and said, "This is how I feel, but you can't put my name on it." So the New York Times knows it's Mike Pence, and they'll publish it, but they're not going to say who it was. Does that make sense? The New York Times knows exactly who it is, but they're not going to say. And that's why the press secretary tweeted out the phone number so all the Trump supporters can call and find out.
We've got a circus running the government, ladies
Crazy.
and gentlemen.
Going back to what you were saying about Trump slurring, so he had a rally, with all his slack-jawed, supporters in Montana, and where he's talking about this op-ed, and he's trying to say the word anonymous, and it just won't come out. Here it is.
Wow.
Well, he looks borderline retarded.
I don't have anything much to say about Trump because I don't want to be called a Trump supporter. Well, isn't it weird that we've had a lot of deaths going on, especially in this year, from famous people? You've had Mac Miller. Obviously, he just passed away. XXX Tentacion just passed away.
Tentacion.
What? XXX whatever.
Temptation.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
He's gone. Mm-hmm. And you got Lil Peep. I don't know who this guy is.
Lil Peep.
There's some rapper named Lil Peep. He's missed. You know what I mean? Then you got Aretha Franklin.
Yep.
She's gone. Then you
got. What about your man?
We got Burt Reynolds. We got the Smokey Bandit. He's out of here. And that leads me to the Deadpool. You know what a Deadpool is.
Right? I know the movie Deadpool, but you recently just told me that you and your friends actually have a money bet where you put money in and guess the top 5 people you think are going to die in the next year. Right? And so who wins?
Well, okay, so I just found out that Deadpool is kind of loosely based off of that. And yes, it is true.
The movie
Deadpool. It's because I'm not a Deadpool comic book fan. I've never seen any of the movies. I'm sorry, guys. Not that I refuse to. It's just I haven't gotten around to it. But it is based off of the fact that you start out with a select group of people that you feel like maybe, and it's usually older people. I mean, it's nothing that's insane. It's usually like someone who's like 80 years old, and like you're like, okay, somebody like Clint Eastwood, Well, he would be in a Deadpool because he like 98 years old, and you're like, okay, yeah, this might be his last year. It's a morbid game.
Clint Eastwood's a good one.
It's a morbid, yeah. It's a morbid game.
It is, but I think you should get more points. Like, let's talk about Mac Miller, 26.
No.
If he's 26 years old and you guess someone like out of the park, like not dying of a heart attack, but dying of like an overdose, like I feel like you should get bonus points if you guess something like that.
But what I'm saying is, if you guess something like that, okay, it'd be different if you put a young person in your Deadpool that is clearly always super high strung out, always in the news for being crazy strung out on drugs.
But who would even
everyone thinks that like
who?
Like Kurt Cobain, right before he died.
Someone alive.
Someone that was like already
alive.
Who
is the number one candidate to die? That does drugs.
Whoa, you're not gonna be in the corner right now.
No, you just like it's too easy. Like,
this
person gets fucked up all the time.
I'm not saying it's too easy, but I'm saying like
you're trying to drop an Amy Winehouse on me.
Well, I'm saying think about any rapper who just went to the hospital for like
who's the number one
for drug overdose and they survived.
Who's your number one for 2019? I
haven't thought. I'm not saying I play this game. You know what I mean? I've played it years ago a couple of times, but I'm just...
You should play it. It sounds fun.
I don't play this game. It's a morbid game.
It sounds fun.
It's messed up. Who does that,
Okay, but besides natural causes, who's your number one pick for 2019? If it's not going to be like an old person, like Nate, who's your
My pick is always Clint Eastwood.
He's
this
too
guy
old. He's
is
too old.
But what? That's the whole point. You're
No,
trying
no,
to
no,
win.
no. I get that point. But
You're
pick
trying to win
someone
the
young.
game.
No, but you're saying,
First of
well,
all,
what if
Clint
someone
Eastwood.
does a lot of drugs a lot? Okay, so tell me who that is.
Listen, no, I'm saying Mac Miller. He definitely is revealed that he had a drug problem.
After the fact, I would have never known that before.
No.
Was he on
anybody
yours?
who's listen? I didn't listen to Mac Miller. I was definitely not a Mac Miller fan, but I was aware that in his raps, he rapped about drug usage.
Was
and,
he
like,
on
his
your
battle with it.
2018 Deadpool?
No, because he wasn't.
then you're
it wasn't-
stupid.
Why would I be stupid?
Because you're not listening to his raps hard enough. You're like, oh, I listened to his raps, but I didn't think he was going to die.
No. Just because someone raps about a struggle doesn't mean that they're suicidal or they're gonna die soon.
So then, but you said, like, what if someone's on the edge and they're always overdosing or whatever? Who is that?
I'm saying like somebody like fucking
Go on.
think 90s. I'm not talking about recent. You know,
I'm talking
like,
about someone. All right, go on.
I mean, like
Mary
somebody
Kate
like
Olsen?
somebody like Amy Winehouse. You know what I mean? Like
You can't play that card that I already played. Charlie Sheen.
no, because he's not young. He's not young.
Yeah,
He
but
doesn't
he's
count. Mac
fucking on the
Miller was
verge of
26.
death.
Charlie Sheen's like 56,
It's a good guess.
maybe like 66. I'd probably have
Probably
to
like
say
59. You're probably right in the middle.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Back to the Deadpool. Tell me who your number one pick for 2019 is. We don't have to do all
Clint
five.
Eastwood.
This is
You
a-
just want something. He just wants controversy.
It's a cop-out.
Clint Eastwood is too easy for him.
It's too easy for
He
everybody.
knows that no one's gonna be that mad that I said Clint Eastwood. He's just trying to get me in trouble right now. That's all you want.
No, I want you to pick someone young, so when we play this video in 2019, we can be like, I told your ass.
I will say this. Hey, look.
That's what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah.
See, he wants to get me in a trap
I
right
want
now.
that nitty gritty.
First of all, I will say this. You go first.
Well, I'm gonna give you somebody. Serena Williams. She's got the heart the size of an ox. It's gonna explode. You're hearing it here first.
He's only just saying that because he just heard the news and she was in it. It was like the last thing he heard, so that was the first thing he said. 'Cause, I mean, that's got to be the reason.
Yep.
Kanye's kind of crazy. Who knows, man?
I was expecting you to say Demi Lovato because you know she had the
No,
drugs
but
thing.
she's out of that now. I think I saw a Proactive commercial.
You
where
guys
she's
are
doing
friends. I
commercial
saw
and she's
Puff
doing-
Daddy on Proactive. That don't mean shit.
Yeah, and he's a bad boy millionaire. All I'm saying is you hit that Proactive commercial and we made it.
Nigga, we made it. Hey. We made it.
Yeah, you made it if you hit that. You're right.
If you're on Proactive
That's some
commercial,
Adam Levine shit.
that is. It really is.
It is.
I wanna do it every night. I love that guy, man. He's got a great voice. It's like silk.
Who was that an impression of?
Adam Levine.
Okay.
I do great impressions, by the way. You want to see that again?
Nope.
Adam Levine. Try to keep us satisfied, doing all this every night.
No.
It's a good film.
No one's-
Biggest love hurts.
I think it's the worst.
I think it's great.
That's on par with your Denzel.
My Denzel is.
Probably like a 0 out of 10. If you could award something no stars, that would be your Denzel.
Wait till you hear my Boston accent. Oh, I just went to the movies, had a cola pop. It was wicked awesome. You know, stop. Is it raining? No, stupid.
So bad. That was like a Chonga, New York. Well,
Yeah. You know, I'm done wowing you guys with these amazing impressions. And-
so now I gotta announce it this time. We have an unveiling of the next celebrity name that our investigators have dug up. Now, this rapper is known as Post Malone. But until recently, we just found out his real name.
Postpone my student loan.
That's good.
That's a great.
You would have never thought like it's a good short.
I mean, it makes sense because
It does.
Postpone my student loan Because I'm a baller now. Like
Yeah.
Iverson, White Iverson,
Yeah,
Post Malone. It makes total sense.
absolutely.
I mean, why do you have to hide that one? That's a rapper I didn't understand. Well, be proud that you postponed your student loan.
Someone needs to update his Wikipedia.
Somebody needs to do it.
Well, our main topic tonight is we're going to be discussing the popular fad of electric scooters and renting electric scooters and the consequence of renting electric scooters and just, like what's going on in Atlanta and, like the how the culture's changing. It goes from walking to scooting to falling off your scooter to mopeds now, and it's just going nuts. So, Smoot's here recently transplanted from California, San Diego, where apparently, as he says, there's many, many scooters, and it's like a jungle out there. How do you feel from San Diego, where this has already taken place, coming to Atlanta, where we're just now adopting it?
It's a lot easier to get around in San Diego on the scooters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot safer. There's not as much traffic.
Safer, you say?
There's a lot less obstruction while you are on these scooters. You have to be a lot more careful when you're in this particular city.
And why is that? Let me pose this question to you. Do you think it would be wise to be doing tricks while you're riding your rented scooter throughout the busy metropolitan Atlanta? And what, if so, are the consequences of riding a scooter recklessly in Atlanta traffic?
Well, the consequences are you look like an amazing badass when you're doing sweet tricks off curbs at intersections.
But what could happen to you if you were riding a scooter around like a fucking dummy? You get a little too much to drink, you're riding around like just a fucking dummy. What could potentially happen to you? Tell, or maybe show the audience what that would look like if you fall off a scooter in Atlanta, riding like a dummy.
I don't have a scar. See, what I have here is a memory. It's a constant reminder, always wear a helmet.
I think it's more don't do fucking bunny hops in traffic.
Listen, what's important here is you gotta be safe. You gotta wear a helmet, use proper lighting.
It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I don't remember because I most likely had a concussion. It's almost like when Sir Isaac Newton was sleeping under the apple tree and an apple hit him, or was that Darwin? Hit him in the top of the head and he came up with the theory of gravity. Sometimes you gotta have a little impact to,
So what?
Well, I feel a lot smarter since I hit my head.
What scientific theory have you come up on?
I see numbers all the time, streaming down, like little green numbers and stuff.
Like the Matrix?
Wow. I never thought about that. Like the Matrix.
I think you have a fucking concussion. So this has been an episode where Smoot cracked his fucking head open. We hope to see you next time. Like, click, subscribe, click links.